Raw and Uncut, Raw Reaction, Raw Content, back with another video today. We're going to touch on this Adam 22 and Almighty Suspect argument that they had Monday on No Jumper. And it had to do with, I guess they were going in on the Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, so-called beef. That ain't beef, that's vegan. There ain't no beef. There ain't nobody going to get hurt. Ain't nobody gonna get beat up. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I don't even know why people are paying attention to it. But bottom line right here, it seemed that from what it says here, Almighty Suspect discredited Adam 22 on being a part of the culture, the hip-hop culture. Now, whether people want to believe it or not, or they want to admit it or not, at this point now, Adam 22 is right smack dab, especially with No Jumper, right smack dab in the middle of hip hop culture. Right? When it comes to podcasts, everybody wants to go on No Jumper. Let's keep it a buck, whether people like him or not. I've made videos where I've said some things about him, but it's not fucking with him in terms of picking on him or saying lies. It's always facts. But here, I just don't get it. I mean, Almighty Suspect works for Adam 22 and No Jumper, right? If I'm correct, these guys work for him. This guy is like a mainstay of No Jumper. He collects checks from Adam 22. But this guy, for some reason, has a false sense of he's the man. There. I'm talking about Almighty Suspect. And to me, when you start doing this to your boss on live, on a stream, of a podcast is very, very popular. It's got millions of subscribers, gets hundreds of thousands of views every day and millions of views. I think you got to fire this guy. But let's get into this. I'm going to interject here and there, but let's get into this and let's touch on this. Let's react to this. Adam 22, Almighty Suspect, getting into it on No Jumper. Raw Content, Raw and Uncut. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. And here we go.
Nah, I'm just over it.
Y'all both talking about two different
things. The moment
things.
that you thought you knew more hip-hop about me, you lost the conversation.
At the moment that you start arguing from authority and arguing that your opinion is better just because of your life experience, no, that's what you're saying right now.
They said that, and I agree.
You're leaning on your life experience to say that. That's what you just said.
I didn't say automatically, but no, the moment that you tried to discredit, like you know, how do you know more hip-hop about me? How?
Okay, Suspect saying to Adam 22, how do you know more about hip-hop than I do? To me, that's a cocky fucking statement, because just because someone's white, black, green don't mean you know more than the next guy, because maybe you're not a black guy. Maybe you're not a black man. Let's keep it a buck. That's kind of what he's saying, right? It's kind of what he's saying, that because how do you know more about hip-hop than me? I'm born into it. I'm this, I'm that. Nobody's born into hip-hop, and just because you are part of something that someone else isn't doesn't mean you know more. No, you might know more about that situation. You might know more about the situations you were around in hip-hop, but it doesn't mean you know more, as a whole. Yeah, he loses that one. Let's get back into this, though. Raw and Uncut, Raw Reaction, yo.
Now acting as if
that's the question.
Why I'm talking? Stop talking while I'm talking. You're arguing now that my
How
opinion.
Do you know more than me?
Why are you interrupting so much?
Because I want to know the question. You didn't answer the question. You was done talking, then I asked the question, and you interrupted.
You're asking why am I allowed to have a legitimate opinion on hip-hop? No, you're...
The problem with Almighty Suspect is he's just like Sharp. He's got feminine energy. He's too emotional. He always wants to talk over you. Bro, this is your boss. And maybe Adam 22 needed this interaction with this cat to see that he doesn't need him around. This cat is not respecting his boss. Adam 22 told him, hey, stop talking over me when I'm talking. Don't talk when I'm talking, because he's his boss. This is Adam 22's platform. This guy's crazy. Suspect's crazy for this. Let's get back into it.
You're asking why am I allowed to have a legitimate opinion on hip-hop? No, you're saying that my opinion can't count compared to yours.
That's not what I said. I said the moment that you insinuated, like, the moment that child was ready, and then you said, like, oh, like, Suspect knows more than hip-hop about me. Nigga, you came in hip-hop in 32.
Suspect's definitely assuming and presuming, and this dude really don't know. Yeah, maybe Adam 22 was on a platform that had something to do with hip-hop at 32. Doesn't mean he just came into it. People can listen. So if I've been listening to hip-hop since I was 10, and just because you were going to battles and shit since you were 12, that means you know more? Nah, for you to tell someone else that you know more, that's a cocky fucking statement. Nobody knows who knows more than anybody.
Hip hop in 32. I was born into hip hop.
What are you talking about? I've been listening to rap since I was a tiny child.
Bro,
no, but this argument is you taking an L because you're arguing that I can't have an argument.
I'm not saying you can't have an argument.
No, but you're arguing that my opinion.
I didn't say you can't
but
have
why
an
is my
argument.
opinion less relevant than yours?
I didn't
that
say,
on a podcast,
look.
that's not what you do. You don't. Opinion doesn't count
I didn't
because
say your
they're
opinion.
white
Stop
or
putting
because they're
words in
old
my
or
mouth.
whatever. Well, that's
Stop
what you're
putting
saying.
words. I didn't say
and
it
you're
counts.
lying because you just said that I got into hip hop at 32.
I didn't say it count. You got into talking to rappers at 32. Did you not?
No, yeah.
So because you talk to rappers, that means you know or don't know, or maybe you know more or you know less about hip hop. So you were born into hip hop? Why? Because when you were born, there was hip hop music playing. One of your cousins was a rapper or whoever. I don't know. I guess you're related to somebody that's semi-famous or whatever the hell. But I don't know. This dude is acting like he owns hip hop, like it's his.
I was hip hop.
Okay.
What are you talking about? I was judging battles.
I'm saying that if you go on a podcast and you argue that your opinion matters more than the other person,
it matters
no, that's what you're
more.
saying right now.
I didn't say it matters more.
No, that's literally.
Homie, that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying that nobody else's opinion matters because they don't know more than you, and that's a fucking hell of an immature statement. I hope Adam cooks his ass.
How does Suspect know more? And I just told you how. You came into hip hop at 32. I was
That's
born
not true.
into it.
You're
Yes,
lying.
it is. You didn't
I've been
talk
listening
a
to hip
rapper.
hop since I was a
I bet you
small
have. I've
child,
been
since I was
in
in
it, not just
elementary
listening.
school.
I've been in it, though.
Just because you were
There's a
hanging out with
difference.
Lush
Being
at
a
battles
fan-
doesn't
I
mean
wasn't
that.
hanging out with Lush.
Okay, but
being a fan and being in it are completely separate things, Adam.
How are you in
How
it?
don't you understand?
Just because you were
What do
going
you
to
mean
live
in
shows?
it? No, not
Because you're going to battles?
I'm judging battles.
I'm saying.
See, the thing you're not going to do with Adam 22 is you're not going to outsmart this guy. This guy is witty, and he can think quick, and he's very intelligent. Just because you're hanging out with Lush at battles means you were in it? How you're in it? I was judging battles when I was 12. That means you're in it? No. To me, you're not in hip-hop unless you were somebody in hip-hop at that point, and you're not. And you're still not anybody in hip-hop. Almighty sus bitch or whatever your name is.
No, not
Because you're going to battles?
I'm judging battles.
I'm saying
I'm judging
Suspect.
battles at 12.
Suspect. If you're gonna
My
have
father is an underground
why do
battle
I keep
rap
talking
legend.
and then you start talking over me?
You didn't let me
Shouldn't
answer.
we let each other
you
talk?
Didn't let me
No, but you
answer.
keep saying the same thing
asked
over and
me
over.
how, and then I tried
Suspect.
to answer, and then you cut me off.
I'm gonna explain to you like a pretty simple concept in podcasting, which is
You got it, bro. You won.
if we're gonna have an argument,
you got it.
you can't tell me
You got it.
that I can't have an opinion.
You got it. You won.
Why are you doing this little spoiled brat thing?
You got it.
Because that's what that almighty suspect is. He's a spoiled fucking brat. Acts like a bitch. Thinks he's the man. Thinks because his dad was a battle rap legend. Whatever the hell. Bro, that don't make you nothing. That's your dad. I'm tired of all these young motherfuckers thinking, oh, my cousin was a banger. Oh, my uncle was in hip-hop. He's a rapper. And so that makes you something? Just because you were around it, bro? What name have you made for yourself in hip-hop? What name have you made for yourself in anything other than No Jumper? Where this dude who's, to quote this motherfucker, basically, he's not part of the culture, so he has no say-so. But you love those checks, don't you? You love sitting on that damn chair getting all these checks just to pop off your sorry-ass biased opinion. Come on, bro. Yo, if Adam 22 don't can this motherfucker by now, I'm very surprised.
You won.
Oh man, this is kind of sad.
I bet it is. It's sad that you feel like as 32, as being a fan of hip hop and somebody who's actually in hip hop.
Well, you're doing it again.
How?
You're doing it again.
How do you know?
You're telling me I can't have an opinion on rap because I'm white.
I didn't say you can't have an opinion. Where did white come into this? I said 32. I never said white. I said 30.
That's basically what you're telling him, bro. That's basically what you're telling him, suspect. You're telling Adam 22 that he can't have an opinion because he's white when it comes to hip-hop. What I want to know is, when he asked you to be on the show or you asked him and get paid off of this show, did you say what you're saying now? Obviously, this guy's got a big head and thinks that he's somebody without him, but he really ain't, because I never heard of this motherfucker until he came on No Jumper. Until this cat came on No Jumper, I didn't know who the hell Almighty Suspect was. So you call it whatever you want, bro. Let's get into it. Hey, Adam, I hope Adam gets into this punk mother, you know what? I hope he gets into this motherfucker.
White come into this. I said 32. I never said white. I said 32.
So because
What are you
I
talking
became
about?
successful interviewing rappers at 32, that undermines my opinion.
That's not what I said.
That is literally what you
That's not
just
I said.
got done
You keep
saying.
putting words into my mouth. That's not what I said.
The only words every argument got broken down to I have more authority in hip hop. If we want to talk about who has more authority in hip hop,
You're talking about authority. More
I can
words
talk
in my
about my
mouth.
accolades in terms of what
More
I've accomplished
words
in
in my
hip hop.
mouth.
You might have
More
been in it for a long
perception.
time.
Hey,
More
look,
perception.
I got the accolades.
That's where y'all go.
You're talking about authority. More
I can
words
talk
in my
about my
mouth.
accolades in terms of what
More
I've accomplished
words
in
in my
hip hop.
mouth.
You might have
More
been in it for a long
perception.
time.
Hey,
More
look,
perception.
I got the accolades.
That's
More
where y'all gonna come
perception.
in.
I got
That's
accolades
where
on
y'all
the
gonna
house. I got
come in.
accolades I shouldn't even bother
bet
to
you
mention.
y'all
You might have
more
been in it for a long
perception.
time.
Hey,
More
look,
perception.
I got the accolades.
That's
More
where y'all gonna
perception.
I got the accolades.
That's
More
where y'all gonna come
perception.
in.
I got
That's
accolades
where
on the
y'all
house. I
gonna
got
come in.
accolades I shouldn't even bother to
bet you
mention.
Y'all
You
gonna
might have
More
been in it for a long
perception.
time.
Hey,
You might have been in it for a long time.
Hey,
More
look,
perception.
I got the accolades.
That's where y'all gonna come
My
in.
accolades, I got
That's
accolades
where
on the
y'all
house.
gonna
I got
come in.
accolades I shouldn't even bother to
bet you
mention.
Y'all gonna come to the same point again where y'all talking about two different things.
And then I'm going to repeat it back to him, and then he's going to tell me that he never said
talking
that.
about one mic, and I'm trying to get my opinion now, but I'm talking
ahead.
over
Because you
Go
keep
ahead.
saying the
I'm
same
talking over
thing.
him. Listen, I'm about to say something completely different if you'll shut the fuck up. Listen, if I call Lush is way more knowledgeable about hip hop than him, because Lush has actually been in it for 30 years.
that's
But
what
see,
he
He's
said.
a fan.
again,
I'm not talking about
he
why.
said
But
you ain't
look,
been
you're
in it.
a
I told him that he
You're not
shouldn't be
in nothing.
arguing that his opinion is the only one that it matters
didn't
because of
say
his life
matter.
experience. But now he's saying the same thing about Lush.
No, listen.
The argument is that our
No,
arguments,
you said white.
our
I dismantled
arguments
it.
should
A
be able
white
to
man
stand on
knows
their
more
own.
than you.
You
Enough
gave
not
up
about
on having an
race.
argument,
It's
and
not
now
about
you're
race.
arguing that
Did I
you're
not
the
just
only one
break
who
it
gets to
down?
have an argument.
He said white.
He realizes that's kind of
Not being
tacky
a
to
fan.
just talk about
No,
himself, so now
now
he's
you're trying to
subbing
tell me
Lush.
what
You
I
said he
realized.
right.
What I tell you, Adam 22 is very intelligent. You can't do this with this guy. You cannot go toe to toe. You can definitely not be a guy that you're in his pockets. You're in Adam 22's pockets. He pays you, bro. He pays you. What the fuck are you doing? I understand maybe you're doing this for views or whatever, bro, but you're a loudmouth son of a gun. And the only reason you probably never got your ass whooped in your life is because of your dad. And maybe your dad, it may be the people you keep around you. Because I think toe to toe with pound for pound, I think you probably get your ass kicked, bro. And the thing is, I think he's jealous of Adam 22. He's jealous of the life that 22 lives. He's jealous of what he's got. He's jealous of everything. He's jealous of his woman. He's jealous of the threesomes. He's jealous of the money because he's not black. He don't deserve it. That's what it sounds like. You're not black. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not. He didn't say that, but that's what he's saying. It's just, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out what you're trying to say, almighty suspect. But I'm glad that Adam 22 is giving it to him. We're going to get into a little bit more of this video, then we're going to cut it short. Oh, yeah. Raw&Uncut, raw reaction. Yo.
And my argument is that the average dude from your hood does not know a lot about what's going on outside of his immediate area.
That's what makes
And for
us
sure,
That's what makes us.
if you're a
not your average.
gangbanger in Long Beach, you know what the fuck is going on in the valley.
Born in it does though.
Who
I'm not your
cares?
average.
Somebody.
You say you cover the world on it. Type. You say he could cover the exact
entirety
thing,
of
but
even
you
just
say
this
you could
city
cover the world of it.
is a very specific
That's
skill.
what he's saying.
And the average
But you
gangbanger
like-
is not going to go out of their way to get that skill because it would be totally useless to them.
Makes sense, bro. Because
Yeah.
a nigga can't
both
tell me
right.
about something I'm inside of.
At all.
Right? That's what you say.
And I'm born.
But
You
I
can't tell
know.
me you know more about me, and
But
I'm born in
I
this
know.
country.
I know.
Yeah, but you
if
were hanging out at battles.
Stop.
I created the most successful company in the history
That's
of
what I
the
was finna
internet
say.
on the
Fan.
West Coast.
That's what I'm-
It's that much
So you're
success.
not a fan?
Meanwhile, what
He-
success have you
He
experienced in rap?
He said he loved.
Out at battles.
Stop.
Saying
No.
A fan.
Oh no.
How would somebody who's just a fan be able to
fan.
experience that much
you're
success?
not a fan?
Meanwhile, what
He-
success
so you're not
have
a
you
fan?
experienced in rap?
He said.
But what
he
have you
loved-
experienced?
he said
What
he
success
loved
have you
this shit,
experienced in
too.
rap?
You got it.
All this experience, but what
For
have
a
you
long
done with
time,
it?
right?
You got it.
I don't want to make it a personal attack, but
That's
it's
what you're doing now.
too hard
now
not
it's a personal attack.
Yeah, but you have to make it a personal attack, Adam, because this dude's attacking the shit out of you. You got to defend yourself. And everything Adam 22 has said is correct. His platform is the largest on the West Coast when it comes to hip-hop. No doubt. No doubt. He's done a lot for himself. He's very successful in this internet genre. And for him to tell, usual suspect or, whatever the hell, I forget his name, and almighty suspect, whatever the hell his name is, he's correct in what he told him. What have you done, bro? Yeah, you're all knowledgeable and you've been in it all this long and you know this and you know that. What have you done with it? Where's your success in hip hop, bro? Where is it? At any level. I never heard of you. A lot of people don't know who the hell you are. Outside of your own hood, right? Man, Adam's giving it to this cat.
I call me a fan and saying that I'm only.
I said you were a fan
I've
of
only
rap.
been
Are you
listening to
not?
rap since
How
I was
is that a personal
32.
attack?
You
I
had
didn't
so
say
many
listening to rap.
suspects.
I said you got in the
You
culture
had
at
so many
32.
more years
mic.
than me, and what did you do
One
with
mic,
it?
one
After
mic.
all these years, what did you do with
get in the
it?
culture?
Do with all those extra years in the
You put words
culture?
in my mouth. I didn't. Did you
Question.
get in the culture at 32? Did you not?
No, I started interviewing rappers at
you
32.
Got in the culture.
Do you think
Is
that-
that not in the culture?
Do you think
Being
that?
a fan and,
Can you
and
please
partaking
respect
is
the one mic?
different.
Allow me to speak.
You
got
saying
it,
you
bro.
loved
Just started being
You
into
got it.
rap at
And
32
you
when
were
I
a
got into
fan
it.
and you
I got
into
into it with
Right.
encyclopedic
I was born.
knowledge of this
Right.
shit.
So you know
And
more
that's
than the nigga
why.
who was born in it.
But
You
what
got
have you
that.
done with that?
You got it. Cool attack, and that's cool. You won.
No, but
bro.
you already made it a
won, bro.
personal attack
I
on me.
never made it a
So
personal
you're
attack.
not
I
giving
just
me
spoke
any
facts.
chance but to
I just spoke
express the
facts.
fact.
That's cool,
See,
bro.
you're
You
doing
can
the
make it
damn homie
personal.
thing. You're
Nah, that's
talking over me because you
cool.
don't want to hear my point.
Go
But my
ahead.
point
Go
is that
ahead. Go ahead.
I have
Go
experienced
off, bro.
unprecedented success in this field. And I would have never brought that to the table, but for some reason
Right.
you want to flex the fact that you were hanging out in poetry lounges with
said that.
Lush.
So go ahead.
I have
Go
experienced
off, bro.
unprecedented success in this field. And I would have never brought that to the table, but for some reason
Right.
you want to flex the fact that you were hanging out in lounges with
said that.
Lush.
So
would have never brought that to the table, but flex the fact that you were hanging out in poetry lounges with
said that.
Lush.
So-
in poetry lounges with
said that.
Lush.
So because
Why
you was a fan.
Hanging out in poetry lounges with Lush. You think because you were out there in battles, bro, that makes you more knowledgeable and makes you more of the culture, maybe when it comes to battling. But the culture overall, nah. Because the culture of hip hop is very, very broad. It's not only about battling, right? It's not only about b-boying. It's not only about DJing. It's not only about artwork. It's not only about tagging. It's not only about, all that type of stuff. There's so many different levels and genres within hip hop. This dude's he's out there and he just looks like he's a hater. It looks like he doesn't like Adam at all. And I don't blame Adam 22 for defending himself. I would have done got up and hit this motherfucker a long time ago. I would already got up and swung on almighty sus bitch a minute ago.
How am I a
You
fan
bullshit.
when I've experienced
Look,
more
you suck.
success
Got it.
within this culture
You got it, bro.
than like almost
You got
anyone
it, bro.
ever.
Cool.
Experienced
Go off, bro.
unprecedented success in this field. And
You got it.
I've experienced
Look, you
more
suck.
success
Got it.
within this culture
You got it, bro.
than like almost
You got
anyone
it, bro.
ever.
Cool.
Now Adam 22, now he's getting extra cocky, but he has a right to be. He created all that. He created this platform that almighty sus bitch is on, trying to talk shit to the founder of. You can't do that. You can't go to the Oakland Raiders. I'm saying Oakland, not Las Vegas, but you can't go to you can't go to the Las Vegas Raiders as a player and run up to the fucking owner or the head coach and tell him, I'm more knowledgeable and this and that because I was born into it and you weren't and you never played and And then what do you think's gonna happen, bro? God, I can't stand this mother. This dude just looks like the biggest hater. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think maybe I should end the video there. If you want to see the whole video, go to No Jumper. Go to Adam 22's podcast and go peep it out. And, it's just, man, this is crazy. I just wanted to touch on this because to have somebody who is employed on a podcast and getting paid some good money to just sit there basically and talk shit, and you're going to come out here and you're going to damage that relationship because you got pride and you think you're the man and you think you're somebody in hip-hop that you ain't. You think you are bigger than someone. And to be honest with you, in the genre of hip-hop right now, Adam 22 is a lot more larger than you are, bro. Adam 22 created No Jumper. Adam 22 has put all his money, his heart and soul into this podcast, and he's made it whatever it is, good or bad, if people like it or not. What have you done, almighty suspect? What have you done, bro? Honestly, what have you done besides frequent poetry lounges with Lush? Oh, that was a good fucking line by Adam 22. You cannot argue with this cat. He's very intelligent and he's got the accolades, he's got the money, he's got the women, he's got everything to back him up on what he says, and he's stating nothing but facts here. As far as I'm concerned, almighty suspect should have never came at him sideways like that, should have never disrespected him. But yo, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Raw and Uncut, raw content, raw reaction. Let me know what you think. And like we always do about this time, we out.